I never spend a lot on pinche mosca. I never spend a lot on makeup. I always go for like, oh, by the way, thank you to the new subscribers. I can't really see who it is because it's like private, but I just want to thank everyone that's been subscribing to my channel, that's been watching our videos, that's been, you know, giving us the thumbs, likes, and support. I also want to ask you guys to be commenting to see what kind of videos you guys want to watch, what do you guys want us to talk about, you know, things like that. I want to give you guys videos that you want to see. I'm also doing videos that I want to record, but I also want to, you know, give you guys what you guys want to be watching. So don't forget to comment down below. Buenos dias. Welcome back, Cell Fam. Hope you guys like your new nickname. Today I'm going to be doing a get ready with me, kind of like a chit chat video. My son has a doctor's appointment today, so I'm going to be getting ready for that. It is super quiet in the house. I cannot wrap my head around not having my two babies with me, either one, you know, at the same time. It's just me and Fernando right now. The hubby just left to work, and my kids have been gone since around 7:20 in the morning. So I'm gonna take the time right now to film a video since I'm like losing my mind right now. And let's start. And I always start my makeup with doing my eyebrows. I never spend a lot on pinche mosca. I never spend a lot on makeup. I always go for like the cheapest. And don't come for me. When I mean cheap, I mean affordable, not, you know, oh, this brand doesn't work or whatever. The less I can spend on my makeup, the better, basically. So I use this palette as a pomade for my eyebrows. It's a cream contour palette. So that's what I'll be using for my eyebrows. Today, you guys, from my last video, I told you guys that my son Fernando started karate. So today is one of the days. I hope I don't block you guys with a mirror. Today is his karate day. He goes Tuesdays and Thursdays, and today is Thursday. Como I had told you guys que no quería ir. Ay, excuse me. Because he's never been in a sport ever. Sorry, I needed concentration. He's never been in a sport ever, so he wasn't used to you know, following directions or paying attention to what the instructor's saying and actually doing what they're asking him to do, you know, that type of stuff. And they're very like hardcore, because they were doing push-ups, they were doing sit-ups, they were doing like they were getting low and walking to the other from across the room. I'm gonna try to vlog today. Hopefully no me regaña el maestro, but they were doing some pretty hardcore shit, so I know he wasn't too happy about that. But I told him to go ahead and try it out since the first month is for free. The first days is always the hardest, so hopefully he gets more into enjoying it. He does enjoy it, it's just the work that he has to put into it. And it looks nice, you know, like so yeah. And he also has a doctor's appointment today at 11:30. And then my daughter gets out at 12:30, so hopefully we make it out by then. So, what was I saying? Oh my god, se me fue la onda. I forgot what I was saying. Oh, if we don't get here on time to pick up my daughter, my sister's gonna pick her up for me, so shout out to her. Okay, let me finish my eyebrows and then para poder hablar bien con ustedes, so hold on. Okay, ¿qué estaba diciendo? Oh, today's my son's, today's Damien's second day riding the bus. I felt so bad because everything was new to him, you know, and they hate changes. My son hates changes, so, the first day he cried, obviously, he didn't want to go. The second day, when we were walking out the apartment, he went to our car, and he had done this the first time I signed him up for the bus, last year. When I was taking him out to the bus, like, he started catching on, like, okay, when we go outside, that means I'm gonna get on the bus. So he would start going towards our car and trying to open the door, tell me that he wanted to go in the car so I wouldn't put him on the bus. And he did this exact same thing today. When we walked outside our apartment, he went straight to our car and he was pointing to the door and he kept trying to open it. And it made me feel sad because I know that's him telling me he doesn't want to go on the bus. But I think it's worse. I don't know. I'm getting so emotional. I think it's worse when I drop him off because he has separation anxiety. So it makes it much worse when I drop him off in the classroom. But he adapted really quick to this time around. I think it was because he had already done this before. So today, after he did that, when the bus came, I walked him to the bus and everything, and then I kissed him on the cheek, and then they put him on the first step of the bus, you know, tiene los escalones, so he was on the first one. And when they put him on the first one, the lady was kind of trying, she's like, come on, I guess que se puso like tieso, and then he turned around and he was like, and I was like, oh my god. And he would do that all the time before, like with the other bus driver that he already knew and the bus aide. He would get on the bus, turn around, give me a kiss, and then, you know, be on his way. And this time he did it, but he had this little sad face, and I was like, oh my god. Like, it breaks my heart to see, because he doesn't understand, you know, certain types of changes. But at the same time, I want to make him independent and not always, not always, have him with me, so he can understand that there's times that, oh, I don't know. This was not supposed to be an emotional video, you guys, but I just want to make my kids independent, you know, because we were super attached to my mom. And, whew. When my mom passed away, it was like super hard on us, you know, because we were so used to her. And I don't want my kids to go through that tough time, you know. Okay, I'm gonna carve my eyebrows. Okay, guys, so my son woke up and I made him breakfast para que vaya desayunado. Okay, I did my brows. I just carved them on the bottom. And I'm gonna move on to priming my lids. So what was I saying? Oh yeah, about Damien. So yeah, he's a very smart boy. So when he's smells fear, de ahí se agarra. So I try to not show my emotions as much with him when it comes to things like that, like taking him to the bus or, you know, to school or whatever. Because if he notices that I'm sad, he'll put up a bigger show, you know, to get out of, excuse me, to get out of a not, you know, a ver si me convence que no lo deje or que no lo suba or whatever. I hate to sit down and do my makeup, and my beauty blender is not wet. I will be back. Okay guys, I went. Miren. I don't know what's wrong with my son. He designs my makeup sponges for me. Oh my god, I decided to work out yesterday since it was the first day that I had like me time, actual me time. And I cannot freaking bend my legs. Oh god, I don't know cómo le voy a hacer ahora. Oops. Oh, come on. So I'm gonna be just doing eyeliner. I was just gonna do my eyebrows, but I think I'm gonna add eyeliner. This is horrible. Can you tell I haven't done my freaking makeup in a long ass time? Especially my eyeliner. I struggled so much on Father's Day because before Father's Day I hadn't done my eyeliner in months. So I struggled so bad. I don't even know if I could fix this fucking eyeliner. Why do you hate me? You know what? This, wiping it up. And this is how I talk, you guys. I'm talking and then I forget what I'm saying. I forget what I'm talking about. Kind of scared to do my eyeliner now since I fucked up so bad. Second attempt for the eyeliner. I'm gonna try not to go so thickums on it this time. And I need full-on concentration, so I'm not gonna speak in this part. Thank you, eyeliner. It was going so good. Okay, so I'm done with my eyeliner. And I'm going to be using the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Face Primer Dewy Luminous. And I don't think it has it's just probably that it has like a little pink creamy shade to it. I tried to avoid my nose area because, did I say voice? I try to avoid my nose area because that's where I have my oily zone. And then I use the face primer, color correcting in the shade Clear, and it says it minimizes pores, and it's from LA Colors. I got this at the Dollar Tree for $1, and I think for its price it works like super good. And this one has a white tint to it. So there we go. And then for today I'm going to be using the Super Stay Full Coverage foundation from Maybelline. Before I go in with anything else, I'm going to be using the L'Oreal Lumi Shake and Glow Dew Mist. And it says 100 Dew Mist. I don't know if if they have any different ones. I have super dry skin. Like, I have combination because all this area is like super dry, and then this centerpiece, it's oily. And before I go in with my foundation, I'm going to be using my L'Oreal Infallible Full Wear Concealer. And I got the wrong shade. Which one's this one? Latte? It says 375. I got it too dark, so I actually use it as a color correct. For my big old headas. And to hide all my scarring from my acne around my chin. Now I'm just gonna blend it in. So back to my storytelling. So they pick up Damien around 7:15, 7:20. And then as soon as they pick up Damien, they come for Aaliyah, so they leave around the same time, a couple minutes later. And then Aaliyah is one of the first ones to get dropped off when they come out of school, so she gets out at 12. She's probably the first one because they get out at 12:20, and by 12:20, a little past 20, 12:25, she's already here. And like I said, Damien was his first day yesterday. No. I don't have a viewfinder, so I keep forgetting to check if the dang camera is recording or not. Right now I checked it and it wasn't, so I don't even know what's the last part that it was recording on. But anyways, I just finished setting my face with the Wet n Wild Photo Focus translucent powder. Before that, I had applied my Infallible Pro Glow concealer, and this is in the shade Creamy Natural number 2. This is the one I use. So I use this to color correct because I got this one too dark, and I used this one to highlight. So now that I set my foundation and my concealer, I'm gonna go back to the L'Oreal Glow Mist and spray my face one more time. To get all the powderiness out of my face. Ya se me durmió el pie. Ouch. So yeah, I'm gonna let Aaliyah continue to ride the bus to and from school. Damien, I'm just gonna send him in the morning, and I'm gonna pick him up after school. Then they're gonna be doing ABA Monday through Friday for 2 hours. Today I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna take Fernando. Hopefully I can vlog a little of his class. Y no me regaña el maestro. What else? And he has a doctor's appointment today that we're getting ready for. With Fernando, it was like very how do I put this? I didn't want to take him to the doctor for his ADHD. Because I didn't want to put like a label on him. I was so scared of I put powder on top of my eyebrows because this spray is like a dewy one, so it makes it look shiny, and I don't like when it makes my eyebrows look shiny on top of my eyebrows, so that's why I put powder on top of that, just to kind of take that luminous glow off of it. Now I'm gonna contour with my contour kit from Anastasia, and I have the light to medium shade. So like I was saying, with my son it was super hard. My oldest, everything was new, by the way. I'm a new mom, you know. My son is bouncing off the walls. He's talking out of his ears, like he was super hyper, you know. And mind you, I was the opposite of him when I was a child. I was super shy, I was super quiet, I was super nervous, I was like antisocial. Still am. No, I'm just kidding. So I'm kind of like, niño, cálmate. And then kindergarten rolls around. Sure enough, here comes the teachers. Hi, your son cannot sit still. Your son is talking. Your son is doing things out of turn. Your son is just getting up and wandering. Your son, your son, your son, your son. That's all I hear. There was a point where I was getting anxiety every time it was going to be pickup time for him, because I already knew I was gonna hear complaints about him. And then I can't remember if they suggested in kindergarten, but for sure when first grade came along, they kept telling me to take him to get checked because he was showing signs of having ADHD. That freaked the shit out of me because I didn't want my son to have a label. I didn't want him to be, you know, diagnosed. I was new to all of that. I was just scared, you know. And I kept pushing it to the side, pushing it to the side, pushing it to the side. Kept getting complaints about him. Kindergarten, they're what, like 6 years old? So I finally took him. Sorry you guys, my battery had died. But anyways, I finally took him in first grade, and I remember them telling me that he was not, I guess they give you like a paper, and they mark it to, like, they have sections and they ask you questions, and then you mark where you think it says never, always, sometimes, you know, occasionally, or whatever. So by that paper that you turn in, that's where they calculate and they add up the numbers or whatever to see if he has, or your child or whoever's going, has ADHD. I did my paper. They gave one for me, one for his dad, and one for the teacher. Of course the teacher's gonna put often, always, you know, on everything. I marked it, to be honest, I marked it, I kind of cheated on some. Most I put occasionally, not really, sometimes, you know, because I didn't want him to get diagnosed, basically. So I did cheat on mine. I don't know how his dad, you know, marked his. And they told me, like, oh, he's hyper but not, you know, ADHD. ¿Cómo se dice? Like, he was hyper but not hyper enough to be marked with ADHD. So I was like, okay. I went back to school and I told them. Obviously they weren't happy about that answer, but they had to take it. Because it was coming from the behavioral health, you know. Then since he doesn't have a diagnosis, they're treating him as a wild rebel child that cannot listen just because he doesn't feel like it. So I'm still getting complaints from the teacher. I'm getting agitated already. And then second grade comes along, the same thing. You need to go check him again, get a second opinion, whatever. I didn't listen. I mean, in the back of my mind, I did think. But I was still scared. Of what that would do to him to have that label. So I didn't listen. I didn't take him anymore. Third grade comes along. This teacher is super nice. She's super patient with him. You know, she helps him a lot. I'm telling her, because she tells me again, you know, it looks like he has ADHD. Have you ever treated him? What's going on? What his situation is? And I told her that since he started school, they've basically been telling me that. Oh, and I forgot, on second grade, this teacher was horrible. Like, we had to, a couple of the parents that had kids in the same class as my child, we had to go to the district office. We wrote letters. We spoke, you know, to the people there in charge, in groups, by ourselves, whatever. Because this teacher was just... constantly missing. The kids were not really even doing work in her class. They were just basically, she was just in her own little world, you know, not really doing anything or teaching them anything. And at first she was like, oh yes, he's so sweet and this and that, you know, they all begin like that. And then she started, you know, giving him referrals back to back to back to back, to a point where in a week he was getting like 2, 3, 4 referrals. And I was like, the hell is wrong with you, lady, you know? And the vice principal ended up calling me in. I think it was that time that he got one on Monday, he got one on Tuesday, and then Wednesday. So she called me in to speak to me. And I was like, here we go again, you know, toda paniqueada. But thank God she was like, you know what, it's coming to my attention, you know, how often your son is getting referrals. And I was like, I know, trust me, I know. And she's like, I don't know what's going on in that classroom, because this classroom is bringing in referrals left and right, you know, like they're getting paid to write them. And I was like, oh shit. Like, are you really on my son's side right now? You know, I was kind of like confused, like in shock. And I was like, okay. And she's like, and your son got a referral this whole week basically. And I was like, I know. And then so she's like, I kind of want to see what's going on, because it's the same number of, you know, students, including your child, from that classroom that's getting referrals very often. And I was like, I know, and I've been talking to my son, and he's telling me that he's not doing the things that this teacher's saying that, or she wrote on the referral that he's doing or saying. He's telling me that he didn't. Like, he's telling me a different version of the story. So... And I was like, and I've been going to the classroom because, you know, it was getting to the point where it's like, what the fuck's going on, you know? So I started going in the classroom. I started staying there for a while, you know, sitting in there with him to see what the hell was happening. And that's when she told me to continue doing that. Back then I could do it because I was what was it, second grade? So Damien was little. So I could leave him with my mother-in-law, you know, sleeping or whatever, and I would take off and go to the school and stay with my son. And I was pregnant with Aaliyah. So it wasn't that hard for me to be involved in his, you know, education or whatever. The hell is on my fingers? And so I started going in the classroom, you know, checking out what it was happening, because it was kind of weird, fishy. And the vice principal told me she was also going to be doing that, you know, popping in on the teachers, see why all these referrals were coming in. Because I guess they were catching on to her, like she wasn't a good teacher. And so yeah, we ended up going, some parents ended up going to the school district, and little do we know, she was having issues because she was from the junior high originally, and that year I don't know why she ended up going to the elementary school. but I guess she was having issues at the junior high school as well. So they ended up, I think they told us, I can't even remember to be honest, but I remember them saying something that they couldn't fire her. Oh, so she was missing a lot as well, so they were getting all kinds of different substitutes. So you know, when the substitute's there, they forget to give you papers, they don't pick up papers. They don't do the lessons how they're supposed to do them. So these kids were falling behind. So they eventually ended up getting a substitute. Oh my god, up to today I still thank her. She was very helpful with my son. She told me, you know, to continue to seek for help for him, because it's not always a bad thing getting the diagnosis, because her son also was diagnosed with ADHD. And she said she was afraid at first to get him the diagnosis, but once she did, everything started, like doors started opening left and right, you know, because now it's not just a child that's not listening, it's a child that has a condition. Therefore the system has to work to help him, you know, not to judge him or whatever. Let me fix my eyeliner real quick, guys. Keeps freaking stopping, man. Okay, so now I'm just gonna set my face.
Just because you're not recording. Mom.
Thank you, Fernando. Go change, because we gotta go. Yeah, so the second grade substitute, not the teacher, the substitute, helped me out a lot, you know, by giving me advice to go and seek help if you really did need it. His third grade teacher also helped a lot. Okay guys, so this is my final look. Hopefully you guys can see. I just did a wing liner, my eyebrows, and my base, and I just did gloss. I'm just wearing my family reunion shirt and some biker shorts and my little purse that my sister gave me. Super cute. So yeah, we're gonna head over there already because we're already kind of running late, and I will see you guys in a bit.